Hello everybody, this is Andrea Rexroad back with you again to continue our series on rounding. So we already looked at rounding to the nearest 10. Today we're going to be looking at rounding whole numbers again, just like it says on the screen here, rounding whole numbers to the nearest 10 or 100. Today we're going to be focusing on using place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 100. Our learning objective with our I can statement is the one on your screen that you see in green. It says, I can use place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 100. Just like with our first lesson, we are going to review a little bit of place value before we get started. Here on the screen, you'll see it says, let's review place value. I built in the hundreds on this screen. We looked previously at just the tens and the ones place with the 4 and the 7 to make 47. This one I've added in the hundreds place, so now we have a 2 in the hundreds, a 4 in the tens, and a 7 in the ones place. If you look at the expanded form of the number, we have 2 hundreds gives us 200, plus 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, plus 7 ones. 200 plus 40 plus 7 gives us 247. So we'll add that to make that complete, 247. As we move along, we're going to continue checking out the screen here. I'm going to go through a couple of I do's with you. You know, for the I do, I like to show you how I would think aloud with these problems before we get to independent practice that you are going to work on yourself. So on the screen here, that first number we had, 247, we're going to look at that. What is 247 rounded to the nearest 100? And remember, as our standard says today, we are using place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 100. So let's take a look at our place value here. Just like when we're rounding to the tens, our steps are the same. As I'm moving through the 3 I do's that we're going to practice today, see if you notice a pattern. If you do, be sure to let your teacher know. So what is 247 rounded to the nearest 100? The first thing I'm going to do is identify which digit is in my hundreds place, since I'm rounding to the nearest 100. So I know from the weeks that you've spent on place value and identifying that the 2 is in my hundreds place. So for me, I'm going to make it red and I'm going to underline it to help remind myself that is in the hundreds place. So as number 1 says here, what number is in my hundreds place? The 2. My next step is to identify what 247 is in between. When we say that number, 247, it gives us a big clue as to what the first 100 is in 247. 200 is going to be my first 100 that 247 is in between. And then if I'm counting by hundreds, what comes after 200? Well, I know what I'm counting, 200. The next will be 300. So after I identify the 200s that 247 is in between, 200 and 300, I'm going to make myself a number line. I've already created a number line here. On this number line, I first put the 200 to begin with and the 300 because I know that number is going to fall somewhere in between these two numbers, 200 and 300. Now I know that 250 is right smack dab in the middle. So 247. Have I made it all the way to 250 if I'm at 200 247. So I'm going to write 250 here, and I'm going to think about it. I know that 47 comes before 50. So 247 is going to be about right here where this green dot is on my number line. I have not made it halfway to 250. So what 100 is 247 closer to? Is it closer to 200, or is it closer to 300? Looking at this number line, since I haven't even made it to the halfway mark of 250, I know that 247 is going to be closer to 200. So, what is 247 rounded to the nearest hundred? That gives me 200. So moving on to the next. My next I do, where I'm going to think this out loud for you. What is 624 rounded to the nearest hundred? I know in my head those steps I'm going to take, so my brain is already thinking, okay, I'm rounding to the nearest hundred. What 200s is 624 in between? I just gave you a clue. So first, what number is in my hundreds place? I know from my place value in this number that the 6 is in the hundreds place. So for us today, I'm going to underline it and make it red. When you're working on yours independently, you could always underline it to remind yourself. So, what number is in my hundreds place? The 6. I know that's going to give me part of a clue when I'm trying to figure out what hundreds 624 is in between. So I know the first one is going to be 600. If I'm counting by hundreds, what comes after 600? If you guessed 700, you're correct. So I know with that, I'm going to make my number line. I've already drawn my number line here. I know that the first one is going to be 600 because the hundreds place gave me that clue. After that 100 comes 700. So 624 is between 600 and 700. I'm going to mark my halfway point. 650 is right smack dab in the middle. Now, 624. 620 is here. So 624 will be about where my green point is. As I'm looking at my number line, this one may be a little bit easier than that first example I did. So looking at my number line, is 624 closer to 600 or closer to 700? I can tell from my jump here that 624 is closer to 600. So, what is 624 rounded to the nearest hundred? You guessed it, 600. Now, we're going to look at one more example. What is 156 rounded to the nearest hundred? Are you seeing a pattern? The first thing I'm going to do is identify which digit out of 156 is in my hundreds place, since I'm rounding to the nearest hundred. So, I know from place value, I have a hundreds, tens, and ones place. What digit is in my hundreds? That would be the 1. So I'm going to make it red and underline it to remind myself what number I'm trying to figure out. So what is 156 rounded to the nearest hundred? I've already identified what number is in my hundreds place. Next thing I need to decide, what two hundreds is 156 in between? Well, remember that first one gives me a clue. I know 1 is in my hundreds place. That tells me 100 is going to be my first 100 on that number line. What comes after 100 if I'm counting by hundreds? 100, 200. So I know this number is going to be in between on my number line, 100 and 200. Now, I like to mark the halfway point when I'm trying to decide on hundreds. So I know 150 is right smack dab in the middle. 156, is that going to come before or after 150? Well, I know 156 is going to fall about right here on my number line. So let's take a look. Is 156 closer to 100 or closer to 200? This gives me a clue. It's already past my halfway point on my number line. So 156 is going to be closer to 200. So when I round 156, I'm going to round it to 200 because my number line that I made shows me it's closer to 200 than it is to 100. So today we've looked at using place value to round whole numbers to the nearest 100. Our next step is going to be independent practice. Be sure to look for those patterns in your numbers and draw yourself a number line to help you decide what 100 your numbers are closer to as you're rounding to the hundreds place today. For your independent practice, this assignment can be found in Schoology.